What's up guys, and welcome to another tutorial. Today we are going to look how to make this realistic night sky scene in Blender. So if you are new for this channel, don't forget to subscribe and give the thumbs up for this video to share with another people. So without any further, let's dive into it. Okay, for this tutorial we don't need any objects to add, because we need that empty scene in our project here. Without any further, go to render to view. For now I will use this EV render engine, then I will update it like for to cycle, sorry. Then go drag this up and change it to shader editor. After you did that, now we haven't any selection, so it will not respond for this thing. To change it to our world editing, go to this and select that world. Then now you can edit your world freely on this shader editor right now. As you see now, if I change the strengths, it will be changed in my viewport, so it's awesome. Okay, now we have our background, the node here. I don't want it, so delete it by pressing on X. Oh, sorry, first of all select that background, because in default it will select both of that word output and the background node. So disable overlays to see more clearly. Then Shift A, add a texture, then noise texture. Then again add a shader, emission shader. Then connect the emission shader to the surface. After you did that, now we will get emission, that a world that emits light. After you did that, now delete that noise texture for now. Shift A, texture, add a gradient texture right here. After you did that, connect that color to the color. As you see now, we are getting some gradient in our world here. To edit the color and the amount of and any transforms of our gradient, Control T, you'll get this trick or this setting by going to edit preferences and enabling an add-on called Node Wrangler, and enable it, and you'll get something pretty good like this. After you did that, now Shift A, add a converter color ramp. Now we will edit this color of our world right here. So select that color. First of all, before you did anything, hit that plus sign on the middle right here, and change it to like darker blue. Such thing like this will be good, and make it like more darker, and increase that value, and decrease that saturation value, something like more realistic. And we will use something like more familiar to black, so copy that color, black color I mean. Then select your white socket, then Control V to paste it. Now you will see some magic right here. As you see now, the gradient is changed to only blue and black. So we are going to make it like more lighter and night sky bluish color. You see now we are getting some pretty good effect, but it's it's very like bluish, so I will decrease it. Then copy that color and paste it to that value. and now you will get the same color. Go to this rotation value. As you see now, our scene, when you see our scene here, the y-axis is this, the x-axis is this, and that is the z-axis is here. So now we wanna rotate it on the y-axis. So rotate it on the y-axis by 90 degrees. Should work. Yeah, it worked. So as you see now, we have a rotated world. Then tweak this sockets. As you see now, just play around with it until you get that cool effect right here. I will decrease that value, like make it more darker, and I will increase that saturation value. As you see now our world is so going down. So first of all, you need a camera. So to add a camera, click on that camera and get the position that you want. Then after you did that, tweak these values of the color ramp right here. Just play around with it until you get your desired value. Then now I like this view. Then Ctrl Alt 0 will snap your camera to that view, and this is awesome. Okay, after that, now we are looking in our camera. Okay, we have finished our this world, the sky part. We are going to, we should apply some textures or some values of the brightness. Like it should be like brighter, going darker, but we don't want that much detail on it. But it's because it's like realistic, we should add it. So Shift D, that color ramp, Shift D to duplicate it. Then change this colors to something like black, white, not white, but just make it gray, and decrease that saturation to 0, and select these values and just decrease these values, the brightness of these colors. After you did that, connect that color of the gradient output, then connect it to the factor value of our color ramp. Then after you finished that, connect the color ramp up to output to this strength. Then now you will see some magic going. As you see now, everything got darker. To add more brightness, you can increase that white value of our the middle one. You can tweak that value as you want, but I want to make it just a little bit brighter. Such thing like this will be good. Okay, we have finished with the sky stuffs. Right now we are going to make it we are going to make the stars. Let me drag this down. After you finish that, Shift A, add a texture, then noise texture. After that, Shift A again, add a color ramp. Now we are going to make the stars different in color. So connect that color factor to the factor value of our color ramp to see what's happening in our color ramp right here. You can hold Control and Shift then click on that color ramp. Then you will see what are you working on. As you see now, we are looking at what are we doing in that noise texture. For example, if we play with that with the contrast of our world, as you see now, we are looking at effects in real time. So that's awesome. Okay, as before, we will change this color to, like, there are variety of colors in stars in the sky, so I will make it more like something like orange. There is I think there is orangey stars in the sky. Yeah, there is. And again, select white value. We don't want to tweak it. Then again, add a new socket. Then change its value to something like bluish, cold bluish color. Then change the gradient type from linear to constant. So the colors will be like constant, as you see in this. As you see now, we are getting some pretty good effects. But as you see in this picture, there are not many like orange or red colored stars in the sky, so I will drag this just here. We want to add just some of them and just tweak these values to get your desired format or color of your stars. After you did that, time to merge it with this emission shader of our sky. Then Shift A, add shader, then mix shader, then drop it right here. Connect to the surface of the world output. Okay, then after you do that, now grab that emission shader, then Shift D it to duplicate it, then put it right here. After you do that, now it will be like a shader. As you increase that strength value, it will emit more light. So grab that emission shader output of our sky to the second socket of our mix shader. As you see now, we are not getting nothing. We are getting nothing because our mix shader is not mixing them well. Because as you see now, there is a factor value. As you see now, if I increase that factor value, it will it will apply the second part of our sky, and if we drag this to 0, the stars will appear. Okay, to merge it, add or duplicate this noise texture right here. Shift D to duplicate it, then connect that color to the factor value, and now you will see the magic. Okay, okay, after we did that, now we are getting nothing, right? Yeah, we are not getting anything because the scale amount and like these values are not like equal, and they are not getting more efficiently. So we need a color ramp, so add a color ramp. Then if we tweak these values, it's rendering. Then if we tweak these values, as you see now, the black value is the bottom one, and the white value represents the upper one. So let's invert them. When you invert them, we should look not we are not looking nothing. Let me drag this here. My PC is lagging, sorry. You can tweak this value as you see now. If we drag this white value, it will like more brighter. So drag this black value. Then after you do that, now you can tweak this roughness value to 0. If we drag it up, like it will like horrible, it will be like horrible. And the main important thing is the scale, and increase that scale amount. As you see now, there are many of them. You can drag that black socket to get your desired. Let me get back to that camera view. As you see now, we are getting some pretty good stars here. To increase their brightness, there is a value called strength. As you increase the strength, this strength value, you will get some pretty cool stars right here, but the strength is a little bit harder. After you do that, now just tweak these values to get your desired result. Okay, we have done with sky right here. If you want to render it in EV, yes, you can. Go to render view and enable just this bloom. Then it will give you some fog glow for your scene, but it will be more cooler. Sorry, if we change it to Cycles. Cycles is the best render engine in Blender, so if we used it, it will be setting like this, but it will not be destructive if we rendered again by EV. Okay, as you see now, we are getting some beautiful stars right here, realistic. Let me increase the scale of our noise texture. They look so big in our scene. As you see now, it's making it like more beautiful. With the gradient right here, the gradient is coming like fading out with black, so that effect will be more realistic. As you see now, we are getting similarities, or there are like bluish blue. Let me get back to EV. As you see now, as you see here, we are getting the same color right here. It's the same distribution. Just tweak that scale value to distort them. Then now you will get some pretty good effects right here. Okay, if we finish that, I said you can render cycles, but I prefer EV for this tutorial. So go to render this image, and I will see you after the render. Okay guys, I'm back with this beautiful render. I rendered it in 4K, and it's beautiful. I'm so satisfied with this render. It looks so realistic, with this differences in size and like the difference in color and this gradient. It's so beautiful. Okay guys, this is the end line of our tutorial. If you enjoyed this tutorial, give a thumbs up and subscribe my YouTube channel to more videos. As you see in this picture, most of the viewers are not subscribing. Please subscribe my YouTube channel to support me. I should buy a graphics card and another supplies for my CG and this YouTube channel. Okay, If you enjoyed it, goodbye.